This is the case that Megan is Missing is very loosely based on, and just like in that movie, a young girl disappeared, and then a few months later, her best friend disappeared. 12-year-old Ashley Pond walked to her bus stop just like any other day on January 9th, 2002. But when she didn't return home that evening, her mother got worried and realized that she had never actually made it to school that day. It wasn't immediately clear if foul play was suspected in Ashley's disappearance. It was literally as if she had just vanished into thin air. So at first, it was believed that Ashley was just a runaway. A few months before her disappearance, Ashley had actually accused her friend's father of trying to inappropriately touch her while staying over at their house. Ashley's best friend, Miranda Gaddis, got heavily involved in the search for her.
I've known her for since third, second grade. It seems like she got kidnapped or something.
But on March 8th of that same year, just 3 months later, Miranda also went missing while walking to the same bus stop that Ashley had been walking to on the day of her disappearance.
Hi there.
Hi.
What's your home address where she's missing from?
14155 South Beaver Creek Road, number 201. The same as Ashley Pond.
And what's your daughter's name?
Miranda Gaddis, Gaddis. And no one's talked to her or seen her.
With the two girls now missing, locals started to worry that there was a dangerous predator living among them. The house nearest to the bus stop was owned by a man named Ward Weaver, who had a daughter that went to school with Ashley and Miranda. And Ward was the man that Ashley had made those accusations about. He, of course, immediately soared to the top of the suspect list, not just because of Ashley's allegations and subsequent disappearance, but because he had a recently dug hole in his yard that had freshly poured concrete over it. In some sick and twisted turn of events, Ward tried to prove his innocence by inviting the media into his home for a tour to prove that the girls weren't there.
Depending on how many girls were here, like I said, I've had some huge parties. You could not walk anywhere in my front room without stepping on a body.
It took so much time for law enforcement to get the evidence they needed to prove that Ward was connected to these disappearances that Ashley's stepmom took things into her own hands, taping this sign on the concrete slab and giving this interview with the news.
Did you notice a smell when you walked up the pathway? I did.
So much of a media presence began showing up to Ward's house that the tenant of the property had to begin putting up no trespassing signs. As he was going around doing so, he made a chilling discovery.
And I walked in to just kind of look around. When I turned, these fly strips were right here. They were hanging down, totally covered with flies.
On August 13th, Ward's true nature would finally be revealed, exposing him as the creep he truly was. On this day, his son's girlfriend called 911 and said that Ward had attacked her. She fled the attempted assault and ran down the street screaming, wearing only a tarp. This gave law enforcement the grounds they needed to do a search of Ward's property and Ashley and Miranda's cases. Ashley's remains were in a barrel, buried under the concrete slab he had poured in his backyard, and Miranda's body was inside of a box in a shed on the property. When asked why he did what he did, Ward said that he had unalived Ashley to prevent her from going to police about the incident she had accused him of, and Miranda, unfortunately, happened to be damage control. After unaliving Ashley, Miranda was walking to the bus stop that was right next to Ward's home when she saw Ward cleaning up. He began to get paranoid that Miranda had seen something incriminating, so, knowing that Miranda had been searching for her best friend, he told her that Ashley was inside of his home. When Miranda stepped inside of his house, Ward attacked her from behind and unalived her too. He took a plea deal in court to avoid the death sentence, but was still given life in prison without the possibility of parole. Interestingly enough, Ward's father was on death row at the time of Ashley and Miranda's disappearance. He was arrested after the essay and unaliving of a 23-year-old woman and her boyfriend. Ward's father had buried his victims' bodies underneath a concrete slab and built a deck over top of them. And then Ward Weaver's son Francis, whose girlfriend Ward had attacked, was just arrested in 2014 for the shooting death of a man during a deal gone bad.